Hi, everybody. Welcome to powering world-class commerce experiences with DX and HCL Commerce. I am Mike Rowe. I'm one of the product managers for HCL Digital Experience, and I am joined by a good friend here, John Tench. One of the product leaders for HCL Commerce. John, you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. Thanks, Mike. It's a real pleasure to speak today. Mike and I have known each other for quite a while, and I tell you what, some of the dreams that he and I have had together over the years, we're actually able to make some of those come true here at HCL. I'm John Tinch. I'm the CTO for Commerce, and I've got a few other hats I wear. But today we'll talk to you about how Commerce and the DX platform work together to drive a world-class experience.
All right. Let's go ahead to the next slide real quick.
Two good-looking guys right there.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, oh yeah, yep.
And you guys will have to, if you ever get us in a room, ask John one day about that time he could have hired me.
Oh my goodness.
Right.
I think we both did pretty good, buddy. So
Yeah, we ended up where we're supposed to be, huh?
That's right.
Okay, let's jump into it, John. All right, so today what we're going to do is take you through some of the DX capabilities that have led up to some of the newer integration approaches we've started to build out relative to digital experience and commerce. We've from a legacy perspective had a number of integrations that we've done. Historically pulling commerce into DX and sometimes taking content and application from DX and pushing into commerce. But with some of the new tooling, we've made it quite a bit easier. So we're going to go through, what are those capabilities and how they help to augment. Then we're going to, have a look at the commerce feature set, relative to some of the new capabilities that John and his team have been working with, and show some digital asset manager and content integration that we've built out, to support the combined use case. So to start with, one of the kind of long-term, goals that we've had is to be able to make use of, number one, a digital asset manager for, within the context of the digital experience software itself, but also provide those capabilities back out into, the broader spectrum, for customer experience type of requirements. So with the launch of the HCL DAM, and its capability to, to house digital assets and to, be able to assign taxonomies and sort and just manage what can be a very, very, kind of content creepy type of a solution. And then, the API access to those digital assets, we were able to kind of get a good running start on, adding a set of features that has not only been, required for every digital experience site that, that we have, but also that the commerce, platform can make use of and start to, provide those kind of rich asset management type capabilities into that footprint.
One of the things I always like to say, Mike, is if you take the capabilities that exist within the Commerce catalog and I pair that with the functionality that's in the HCL DAM, what you get is a pretty robust product information system as well. Mm-hmm. So with the tight integration that we've put in between the two applications, the interoperability between the DAM and HCL Commerce comes across really good.
Yeah. And creating that kind of product information management system, combining these two products, and then thinking about, how it enables, the content marketer or the content author to be able to go and, augment that kind of true source of product information with, the marketing speak and the copy that's necessary in support of that product. I think it's a very powerful capability.
And all the meta information that goes along with it, right? So that's very important.
Yep.
Great.
Right. So let's go to the next slide. So, the second feature that we were able to, kind of augment the solution with is Content Composer. So, we delivered the content, composer, for the most part, the goal was, CRUD, right? Create, update, manage and delete, kind of the content that's out there, um, you know, add new content, model content, and be able to, um, just make use of templating and the workflows and all of the great things that we have with respect to the content management system, um, in the scope of the commerce system, right? And ultimately the Content Composer, being a modern delivery, it's a React app. It shows well and it's quite easy to use with very little if any training. um, so, taking that and bolting it on literally to the commerce footprint, we were able to extend their set of capabilities with, version control, with workflow and, just kind of a line of business friendly content authoring interface.
Absolutely. One of the big things that selfishly speaking for commerce, right, that we get out of that is that, the versioning aspects are huge, because when you're running a site, you've got a lot of different flavors, maybe the same image or iterations that come out of there. What we've really done here by incorporating the Content Composer functionality along with commerce is really put the power in the business user's hands, right? So less involvement with IT and the ability to manage those workflows on their own without having to work through several different approvals outside of their organization or any of that. And then the other thing is that the way that the system's built, and we did it with our React storefront, which I'll show you here in a little bit, but everything's API based. So not only can we feed commerce, not only can you feed all the many different web properties that you have, but you can feed other systems within your organization as well. So all you have to do is make that API call to pull that content forward and share that regardless of what channel it is. So it's a pretty great integration. We're pretty excited about it with commerce.
Right. Yeah, yeah, and we're excited about it too. And if you go to the next slide, John, just speaking of the API calls, um, we were able to leverage obviously the Experience API. These are all Swagger documented, test harness kind of enabled APIs that will get you access to whatever that content is that you're trying to pull in, the security models, personalization and components that are stored within the content libraries. And be able to make use of those things in a headless fashion, in the exact same way that the commerce solution is actually using its modern storefront. So I'm sure John's going to get into it much deeper, but the Emerald storefront, in particular, is what we're going to see here in a moment. Kind of using the commerce services in a headless fashion, also a React app. We're able to marry that up with the Experience API, the Content Composer, to select from content, and the Digital Asset Manager to select from the digital assets, and populate whatever is necessary within the commerce footprint, relative to the storefront.
That's right. So I just think about how you do a headless implementation. There's a logo on here that I just really love, and that's GraphQL. The ability to bring those APIs together, simplify my calls, those kind of things. So that's some really great functionality that exists inside of that Experience API. And we'll all be making use of that in the future.
Yeah, yeah, and hopefully for a long time in the future. Yeah, that's one of the things I'm very excited about, is seeing how we can expose these graphs out to whatever that headless use case is, and ultimately it won't be just the graph that is generated and consumed for content's sake, but also from the commerce environment. I've been playing a lot with some Gatsby apps and building React apps and kind of ingesting those graphs in locally so I can make use of those quickly for my single page applications. So
Nice.
So
Lot of great acronyms you just used right there, Mike, too.
I
So,
tried.
yeah, I tried.
I-
I got
This
a
was being
few.
recorded.
I got a few I'm going to throw out there too whenever it's when we get to my stuff. So
Well, it's a good thing it's your turn. Let's go to the next slide.
so here we'll take a few minutes today and we'll step you through the integration that we built in with Commerce and with DX. I'm going to move this over here. Now the storefront we're going to show you, our Emerald storefront. Oh, you caught me in there playing before the session, but the Emerald storefront is an SPA, PWA, built in React. See there we go, Mike. I got a few of them. So it's a single page application that also has progressive web app capabilities in it as well. So on some of my devices, I've actually got this application installed, and we're able to do push notifications through our storefront now, and a lot of other different features that come in with the PWA capabilities. And then with it being an SPA, right, you get that really fast single page download that creates for a wonderful user experience. Now, the page we're looking at right now is the homepage for our Emerald store. And, there's some things that we're pretty proud of from a search perspective. Just as we start to move into the site, we've changed search for how that commerce works. So all of the content that I'm showing you out of the search results are actually being pulled out of the DAM. So we'll show a few exercises of that here in a few moments. But this is one of the searches I like to do quite a bit to demonstrate the power of our searches. It does natural language. I want a new sofa. I just type that in there. It's going to show me all the artifacts or all the products that we have that is a sofa. We've got voice search as well. So just like I did, just typed in there, I want a new sofa. I'm going to tell it I want a new living room. Watch this. There to show all the artifacts for everything that would consist in creating a new living room. So the chairs, the tables, all of those pieces. Now we'll hop into the tooling. If I hop into the tooling, you notice here inside of Management Center, we've included links directly to manage DX. So we have DX management. We can also manage all of our content in here as well. Here, if I take a quick stroll through the DX management, I've already pulled up a hero image here for us to take a look at. Here I can go into the Emerald storefront, which is a storefront I just showed you. I can click on the content for that storefront. Click into 9-1 Heroes. And we'll look at the bathroom hero image here. I can open that content. And I can preview that content. And you notice I have the workflow, the different versions of that content, and the properties for that asset. I'll also be able to preview what that image looks like, and modify the URL, different text links. There's various different types of things that we're able to make modifications to in regards to that asset that is an image.
So
Not only that, go ahead, Mike.
I was going to say, so we've exposed, essentially the content composer directly to the CMC, so the Commerce Management Center, and with that, we're able to have a one-stop shop while you're managing your storefront, your eSpots, all of the commerce-centric kind of focus. You're able to stay within that interface and manage your content right alongside it.
That's one of the cool things, right? Is that you're all in one pane of glass. I'm in one browser instance, right, with just tabs for the different types of things I'm wanting to do. All of that is one experience. I'm not jumping between. I'm not going into DX. I'm not going into commerce. I'm not going into a whole different bunch of tools. It's all one tool set, and it all works together. And as you can see, we've got visibility. Here, I'll show you this one to just prove the point, actually. If I go into the content here, I'm going to log in. I think it times out after about 5 minutes. So we'll look at the home hero content. And notice here, the first time that it loads, I've got a source view, so I can actually see the HTML. So you can go inside of here and modify the HTML if you like. But if I untoggle the source view, I move into, what is, for lack of better explanation, WYSIWYG, what you see is what you get. And then I can click on one of my favorite little icons. I was very proud when we first put this here. It was a nice day. And then when I click this, it brings up the content picker that is part of the DM and part of DX. Then I can go into the heroes, and just that same hero image that I showed you in a previous tab, we're going to select it. We're going to load it into this page. And looky there. So now the content that I've pulled out of the dam with all the artifacts, everything in there that pertains to the properties or the workflow or the versions is all there as well. I could even go back to a previous version if I wanted to, and I can modify the images and such that would be presented on a homepage. So here, if I save this home hero content, it would replace this this background image here. It would replace that with the sofa image that we've just loaded right here. So it's really great to see all of this working together in one interface. It was that was one of the dreams that Mike and I have always had for years, is to get these two products not to just work together. So that was pretty simple, but to create a cohesive experience in regards to how that these two products worked between each other. Go ahead, Mike.
What's fun about that is like, it's given us a lot of different, I guess, use cases relative to how those things integrate. So, what you're seeing in this, this particular integration point is, we're actually delivering the payload of rendered content back. So that is to say, the content item with the presentation template. So marked up HTML coming back, and being ingested to provide a full-fledged kind of hero and the verbiage and links and so on therein. So all that can be managed, as a cohesive kind of single content item. But we also have use cases that we've been going directly at Digital Asset Manager assets, given the same integration with the Experience API. And then also pulling back, essentially just the raw JSON and presenting it in the context of, the SPA that's, delivered commerce.
Yep. And I'll go through, I'll show my next slide actually shows how the JSON and how we're making the calls out of the React store. Actually, that Emerald storefront that we just showed is 100% headless. So we're actually rendering all of that in the browser, all those JSON, we're making those JSON calls back to Commerce and DX and rendering that right on the page, right in that SPA. Here's a quick glimpse of all the containers. This speaks to our microservices or our business services strategy that we've got here at HCL. This is how the solution is put together that we just showed you with the Experience API, with Commerce and its containers, and the DAM and its containers as well. And then finally, what we have is how that we're actually doing this in the browser, and how that it works with an authoring experience, as well as in a live production type of environment as well, and how that in the actual APIs that we were calling out of that React storefront back into DX and Commerce appropriately. So pretty great implementation. We look forward to doing more. Our first iteration of this, we've had it in beta now for several months, since May, June timeframe. Now we're coming out of beta. We're releasing this in our 9.1.4 release, which is happening here in the next few weeks. It'll be fully productized coming out of beta. And it'll have, it's our first iteration of our next iteration that will come in 9.1.5, which will be in spring of next year. We even grow on this even more with more expanded functionality, with more functionality in regards to how you do page manipulation and wireframes. So there's a lot of great stuff coming between how these two products are working together in the future.
Right. Yeah, I think there's a lot of opportunity yet, and I'm actually can't wait to start playing a little bit more here in the near term. Some considerations we've been given to the next steps are around the areas of search, around how maybe to bring in Unica and the marketing suite further into the picture. You know, marry all of the three products together and you know, provide kind of an overarching customer experience footprint. This is, you know, it's just fun, right? This is, we sit back and we kind of you know, talk over you know, a water
Overall,
and try and decide what we're going to do next. But then we kind of decide, you know, hey, this, you know, this could be fun. We're breaking essentially new ground here, right? We're having a lot of fun building out this set of combined capabilities in a way that we have not traditionally done.
well, we'd only talked about it in the past, and we'd never really. I mean, we had done some loose integration, but we'd never incorporated the two products together. And a lot of times, I know when Mike and I were talking about this stuff, a lot of this stuff was in slides. The difference here at HCL is we've actually done it. And Mike was alluding to a few other things that I've actually got the opportunity to lead here from a customer experience perspective, and some of the things that are coming in the future. You'll see DX be the engine for a lot of different things that are driving the HCL customer experience. So stay tuned. We've got a lot of great stuff coming. We've got a lot of things coming out of our innovation factory, more things with Google, more things with search, more things with our storefronts. So it's exciting times, exciting times.
Well, thanks everybody for your interest, and you know, I hope you got something out of it. What I would like to you know, make sure to say is that if you have additional questions or you know, anything you want to get deeper on any of these subjects, you want to see you know, some kind of additional detail on a live demonstration, feel free please to reach out directly to me or to John. We are absolutely chomping at the bit to get out and show other folks. We've been showing it off as much as we can. And, you know, ultimately we're using those interactions actually to drive what comes next. So whatever, you know, whatever, you know, potential use cases you might see, feel free to reach out to us and, you know, we'll socialize it and start to look at, you know, how those things can manifest.